Alright, today we're doing the door lock actuator on a driver's door on a second generation CRV. This one happens to be an 06. Whenever your door locks up here quit functioning with your electric locks, either here or with your key fob, then this is typically the issue, especially if it's just on the one door. So first thing you're going to do is pop this little puppy out. You've got a little tab up here. Just put a screwdriver in it, pop it out. You see two screw holes here. You're gonna pull this out. You got a plug here that you unplug. Then on the other side, you got the arm back in here. And what you got to do is take a screwdriver and kind of pry against this little lock piece. Preferably without breaking it. And then just use your screwdriver to come in here, pry it up. And this piece will come out. You're going to want to take and pry on this with your fingers. Already popped it loose. Obviously you got two tabs here that go into these. This piece here, all you got to do is push in on the center and it'll release. Then you're going to pull out on the bottom of the door panel and pop it loose. And this piece will probably pop out. Before you do that though, you do have two screws, one that's going to be up in here and the other up in there. So there it is. So you're going to take those two off, then pop your door panel loose. And usually I just take it, pull it up, pivot it, get it out of the way, keep from having to unplug all the wiring and pull all these loose and everything. Alright, and then you got a little tab here that you can pull loose, or you can just rip all this out. This is to help deaden sound, so I don't typically recommend ripping it out in such a way that you can't put it back in. Okay, and that gives us access to the inside of the door panel. Now, you're going to want to take these three screws out. As you can see, I've already got them loosened up. I'll leave one in until I get the interior stuff taken care of. So let me show you that. You've got a little pop rivet thing here. You slide a screwdriver back in here and pop it loose. And it'll slide out. And that's just a little cover that goes down on there. And you're going to want to take and pop this bar out of this holder. That's the bar that goes over to your door handle. You're going to want to come in here, and you've got two plugs, depending on your model, that will plug in right here. So you're going to pull those loose. You take your screwdriver just like you did on the door handle, and you're going to push this from the top down, and you can see this holder pops loose, and then just push that rod out where it's loose. And then on the top side, on this one, you just take your screwdriver and pop it directly out of the lock. Just pull your screwdriver up in there and twist it. Okay, and then you should be loose. I'm going to pull this last screw out. You do have the window rail. So you're going to have one bolt hole right here, one bolt there. You're going to pull that, it's going to be a 10mm head on it. And then this rail back here is going to come loose. You're going to want to slide it down, not too far, and then just push it up, and it'll sit on top of that reinforcement rod there. And that just gets it out of the way to where you can come in here. And you gotta kind of work around the rods and stuff. Try to grab them. Try to get a hold of all your rods here. Makes it easier to just pull it out. Alright. So there's your door lock actuator. We're going to flip it over here. And you've got some screws here. So the first one up here just removes this cover. Slide it out of the way. And then your second two here and here are actually going to pull your door lock actuator loose from the door lock mechanism. Okay, and then you're going to want to watch this connector here and slide it counterclockwise. Kind of turn it, twist it. There we go. Because what you've got is this little lip here latches onto this bar. So then whenever you're putting your new one back on, you want to hook this arm here and then rotate it clockwise until you line up your screw holes. Like so. Put those back in, put your cover back on, put it all back up in there. Make sure you don't forget to put your window rail back down and bolt it back in. Otherwise your window will not roll down. And then going back together with the panel, the biggest pain you got to watch for is whenever you're getting ready to slide it back up on this lip, you got to line up your lock rod. And the best thing to do, typically the lock rod is long enough to slide it up in there just at the top of this, and then push it back and down to where it hooks on there. And then it's just putting everything back together. And obviously do your connections and test it before you get the door all the way back together. Make sure you got a good part on there. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in there. Thank you.